why the fuck didn't you just start with that fucking story? There's a couple options here. Either A, you didn't have that story came up with yet, and you had that main focus, and then it just so happened this one character that you had in the story you found out was really popular, really cool, and people wanted more, and so you made it after the fact. Or B, you already had this story figured out, but you weren't confident enough for that to be your main story, and so you went with this one anyways, which shows it's a fucking weaker story in the first place, and again goes back to it just being a cash grab. That is my overall, and there's exceptions to the case, of course, but I would say in a majority of times when you really look at shit that when it comes out and then they have a prequel, a lot of times you're like, yeah, this is cool, but most of the time the people who like it is just you've already been so invested because you just had a whole trilogy or a whole other series of this shit, and so you just want more lore or more of that story. But my whole concept is, either you had this planned out from the beginning and you weren't confident in it enough, or you found out after the fact that this character is more interesting than you had faith in, and in either way, you are not going to be able to do justice for it because it's retroactively reacting.
It's retroactively reacting.
Yeah.
Reacting to what?
Reacting how the audience views that character. Because again, if you knew that character was cool enough and interesting enough to have its own standalone story that happened before your original story, why didn't you just start with that? Is my whole point. Because you had to rely on the coolness and popularity of your actual story?
Or publishers or the production house, or, depending on if it's movie, books, whatever it might be, might have shot down one particular idea, and the only reason that they would do the thing is if it was the other portion of it. Because word be that's what happened with George Lucas and Star Wars, was like that was like the bigger one, and then like the first three they didn't necessarily want, but they wanted the other.
That
ones.
one I could see because the original three are definitely infinitely better.
Well, and I think.
But that just proves my point that prequels suck.
Well, but I mean, with that one, I think I heard they had to wait for like certain tech to kind of catch up before they could like properly tell the story.
That is an interesting one. That is a good factor, and that's unique to how we were in that early, advancement of cinematography.
But how much of it is true, and how much of it is Michael Jordan wearing an American flag to not hide the fact that he was wearing shoes that he wasn't sponsored to?
Thank you. I'm so happy, Jay, that you remember that I've told you that. That's that exact fucking thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Dom, you don't like history then? That's what you're saying. Like any history?
No, I don't like.
Anything from the past you don't like?
No,
because
I don't like history
prequels
that's
are
made
but
after the
prequels
fact.
are a history of like whatever the intellectual property you're watching or reading or whatever the fuck is. Like it's a cool insight into the past of like what happened to things and knowledge that you already have about the current fucking story that
I
you're
guess
reading.
what I'm trying to say is that no matter what, a prequel will always be weaker than the original product. There is never a time where it could equal or be better.
And let me add with this point, especially with like TV and movies, the people who are making the prequels and the sequels aren't people who are making the originals. Like, think about this. What if, in the future, let's say we leave all this, retire, and we kind of pass on the rights and the torch to some other, like, people or whatever, and they decide to do a Good Day Gang cartoon of us, like, first starting out and kind of like growing up, and they just kind of run with their own ideas of the narratives or the things that they know, and then they skew it towards their audience. And then we're watching this and we're like, wait a second, none of this happened. What is this? But
No,
like,
exactly.
These are our main guys. We're gonna tell a story about them.
So but
we have no control over it. We're just sitting here, and all of a sudden we get a notification that.
So it's not really it's not really a prequel then.
But that's the two scenarios that you run into
the podcast.
Either it was already pre-planned, and basically you didn't have a faith enough in that pre-plan for that to be initially told, and so you had to tell this initial, or someone else just takes over entirely and makes this whole fabricated thing that maybe can be good, but most of the time fucking just discredits the original.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's every time, but that's a majority of what you're seeing happen. Give me a prequel that did the original justice, Dan. Give me one.
That did the original justice.
While he's thinking of it, have you guys seen the Buzz Lightyear movie?
No.
I haven't either. Did you guys ever watch the Buzz Lightyear cartoon that was on?
I did, briefly. I don't remember a lot of it.
Okay. Because I will say, even though it's not technically a prequel, but it's an origin story, which is kind of also a prequel because it was about his life before
The origin
Toy
stories
Story.
are prequels for sure.
It was a banging-ass cartoon. They did a pretty good job on it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But again, that was when I was a kid and, Disney was in a different era.
and I think there's an exception when you take a movie and you turn it into a show thing that's different. But I mean specifically when you keep it in that exact same medium. Because I think that opens a whole different door to where you can get into a lot more deeper, intricate shit. And that can change the whole fucking equation. But I mean, when you just take an original movie and then now you're trying to tell an origin movie. And again, and a lot of this I'm biased on, and this is why you guys are willing to poke holes in. A lot of this is all coming from me just listening to books. This is why I'm basing a lot of this. It's just I'm realizing after how many fucking books I've read or listened to, anytime there's a prequel, I'm like, this shit is kind of mid.
Yeah, and I don't know if I've read too many prequel books, unless...
I'll give as a prime example, and
Hold
I know
on.
neither of you guys are super
Wait,
into it.
real quick. Is the Old Testament Jesus's prequel?
No, because that shit came out first. It was literally written...
Right. But all of it led up to him.
So it had no
thing.
prequel, it just had a sequel.
So it was like the prequel.
Yeah, the New Testament
it was
is
like
a
setting up
sequel.
the universe.
No, and fun fact, back in the day when I was in high school, there would be the super, I don't remember the exact Christian sect. It was probably Protestant or something like that. They would hand out mini Bibles, but they were just of the New Testament.
I mean, I feel like a lot of Christian establishments.
Well, yeah, no,
just the
you
New
don't want to
Testament.
advertise the Old Testament. The Old Testament's where all the racist, fucking, very fucked up shit is.
I think there's a lot of there's a lot more though.
No, way worse. No, as someone who's read both,
you're right.
And the New Testament has fucking revelations, end of the world. New Testament still, or Old Testament still more fucked up, without a doubt. But that's a whole other.
Hold
rant
on,
we could
I want to
get
bring up a
into.
book real quick, and then I think we should move on from this topic.
Okay.
So The Hobbit, is that not a prequel to the Lord? Because the Lord of the Rings came out first, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Hobbit
So
is
The
a
Hobbit
prequel.
is technically a sequel
A prequel.
a prequel to the Lord of the Rings. And although it's not better than the Lord of the Rings, it's still cool, and it's still a really cool story, and it's a really cool connection to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. With having
And I have no proof to back this up, but my theory with that is that's one of those cases where he had that story planned out beforehand, but he just knew that the original Lord of the Rings was more interesting.
Okay.
And then
No, I want to say in Tolkien's case though, he had the whole
right.
universe planned out before he even wrote the stories within it,
And so he's an exception
which is
to the
what
rule.
the Silmarillion is. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, no, you're actually right, Dan. You gave me the right exception. They hold up. They're not better, but they at least hold up.
I also honorable mention the prequel Halo book to Halo 1, which is The Fall of Reach, is a really great book, and it gives a good introduction.
I have
into
no
the
idea,
Spartans.
so I'll take your word.
Isn't that
Any Halo fans out there, that's for you.
That's a graphic novel, right? Or no?
It's I think it's considered a graphic novel, but like there's no graphics in it, so it's just like.
Oh, maybe not then.
But it's
All right,
but it's a
never
really good book either way. Like a lot of the Halo books, and they're still coming out with them, but at least the first like 7 books are really good. All right, moving on from fucking prequels. Let's go to the sequel to this topic.
Oh,
actually,
can bucket lists have sequels?
a bucket list. Oh, you
So, like, if you're about to die, right, and you write out a bucket list and you do all this stuff, and then you live through the thing,
If I'm
are
reincarnated,
you able to make a second bucket list, like a second life?
only if your name's Dwight.
Okay.
So, scrolling through Netflix, I think there's the movie Bucket List with Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson. And although I didn't watch it, I thought about. So I actually did make a bucket list for myself a few months ago, and I wanted to just read out some of the ones I had, and then ask you guys if you guys have anything on. If you even have a bucket list, or if you were to make one, then what would you have on it? Okay, I'm just gonna read out one randomly. Learn to salsa dance.
Okay.
I think learning the salsa dance would be awesome.
Wait, how many do you have on your bucket list, if I may ask?
So I don't have them numbered right now,
But if you were to, like, estimate.
but I have like 20. I have like 20.
Okay, damn. All right, Dan.
Dan's got some stuff to accomplish. I like it.
Yeah. Another one is get a tattoo. That's another one. I know
yeah,
that's a
maybe
really like
not.
kind of vanilla one, but like I do
Still.
want to have at least one tattoo. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be tight.
I have learned to play basketball, which I don't think that one's gonna happen, but I think it'd be
I've
cool
tried.
to at least
I mean, you can
to
learn
learn
how to
learn
play.
how to have some moves on the court. You know.
Yeah, it says learn how to play, not like be #1 draft pick.
Yeah.
So that's something you could achieve.
And I will say another one I have is climb a 14er, which is totally doable, and I think it'd be awesome to do. To climb a 14er.
Yeah, especially here in Colorado, we have
Yeah.
a lot of mountains.
Yeah,
sure.
Let's do that one this summer, Dan. Me and you.
There you
Well,
go.
I'm trying to get something together with my buddy Jake. There's this one called Lake of the Clouds we're trying to do. That'd be cool if we had a whole squad go up, you know. But yeah, you want to do it?
Yeah, dude, I'm totally down.
You got to train, man. Get in shape.
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't think
Dom,
so.
you cocky ass motherfucker, man.
Oh, well, just because you did a little bit of Angels Landing in Utah.
Yo,
He
if
did
I
his
didn't-
ankles this week,
guy.
tightened up his butthole a little bit, and he thinks he can take over the goddamn world. You see this man?
Dom, sometimes you don't wake up till like noon, bro.
Yeah, and sometimes I
needs
wake
rest.
up at 5 in the
Sometimes
morning.
you wake up on the.
And then he
sometimes
does
I wake up at
cankles.
4 a.m. and you're hulking masses on the couch,
Yeah,
just sleeping with your shirt off, snoring loud as shit.
Although it's better than when you wake up
like
at
a
4 a.m.
king,
And then-
Dan. Like
Okay,
a
all right,
king.
All right, that is king shit, but
no.
you should get your shit together. Anyway, but yeah, let's do 14er.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if I'm joining you guys in this one, but
I'm at least doing in the next month the Manitou Incline in Colorado Springs.
I told you
what's
I
that one about?
So it's in Colorado Springs, and it's basically like 2,800 feet, just like straight up. It's just a bunch of stairs or whatever. Like it's a easy hike in that sense, but the stairs just get steeper and steeper. And it usually averages 2 to 3 hours completion. The record is like 50 minutes to get all the way to the top.
Okay.
Is this the one you need reservations for?
You need that for almost everything now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's the thing I've learned.
Well, I
Hiking's
told you I-
gotten mainstream.
I told you I'm down for it. The Manitou Springs.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do like the same that Dorval did and just reserve the maximum amount, and then
And just see what's
yeah,
good.
yeah. If people cancel. But
That's great.
yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? I'm high as shit.
Bucket list.
Bucket list, yes.
Yeah.
So, Dom, do you have any bucket list?
I
shit?
honestly don't have one that's actually written out. Because to be perfectly honest, for the longest time, and I honestly feel I don't personally feel this way now, but for a while I did feel the way that my bucket list solely every day was live another day. And I know that's kind of dark or whatever, but
I mean, shit, man. If that's something that you need to keep going, like, fuck it.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
huge.
And so now, like, I don't know. It's difficult for me to really think of any of those long term. Like, there's a lot of shit I would love to accomplish, but I don't know. You actually got me thinking now. Maybe I should really write one out.
Yeah, just like shit you may, you want to do. That would, I don't know, just like things that would definitely make you happy and like you would feel fulfilled doing.
I got one I know for sure. Fuck a midget.
Come on, Dom.
No, that's a dead ass one. What? I can't have that on my list.
Could you imagine Dom writing that on his Make-A-Wish Foundation application?
They just set him up in a.
Dear MAW, Make-A-Wish.
I can't make her fuck you.
I wish.
We'll find a midget and give her ecstasy.
Whose genie whose lamp do I have to rub in order to make this wish happen?
It's Jared, what do you have on your bucket list?
We're gonna start calling Dom Aladdin. All right, so stuff on my bucket list. I would. I definitely want to ride a giraffe.
Ride a giraffe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Possibly
just-
into battle. If I ever have to ride into battle, it may as well be on a giraffe because you're not expecting a giraffe to ride into
Jared's
battle.
not lasting long in this battle.
No, it's my last day. So let's make a wish. You know what I mean? Like, listen, this is what happens when I die. Throw me into some fucking chaos on the back of a giraffe. Let that take me out instead. I would. Yeah, that's it, man. Just send me off.
Just
to
a
the
giraffe?
Yeah, just a
That's
giraffe.
it?
That's it, man. That's,
That's
really
all
it,
your bucket
man.
list, and then
That's
you're just
it.
gonna die because you get fall off a giraffe and break your neck, and then that's it.
Well, because I.
Jared, he had one thing on his bucket
Bro,
list, and he
no,
actually
it's
accomplished
better
it.
than
No,
dying
the
to some
giraffe
virus
immediately
that's gonna
bucks
get me
him
inside
and
out.
steps on his head.
Yo! Hey, this is quick and easy. Hopefully, you know what I mean.
Or you're left completely paralyzed from the neck down.
Screaming internally for the rest of my fucking life. Yeah, I had a little like bucket list written out when I was like younger, and didn't like expect life past 25 off of like ignorance, and now I'm 27 and trying to figure it all out.
27 Club.
Hey,
You gonna make it past this year, Jared?
Well, I haven't done any like cocaine or anything like that.
That's
really,
good.
really. So like, I'm
Alright.
just trying to chill because that way,
Alright.
you know, I'm so like cool. I don't want to be part of everyone's club. You know what I mean? I'm trying to.
Fuck
get
yeah,
my own
dude. We
club.
got our own.
28.
We got our own club here.
28 Colt. Just kidding. No, I think I had like, I don't know, probably like stupid stuff. I don't even know what I would have on the list back in the day. Just drive a convertible. I want to steal a convertible.
Pretty simple.
Steal.
Because I want the thrill. You know what I mean?
You know what the key to that, Jay, is?
Wait, hold on. Wait. I'm redefining my night. I want to steal a convertible and have a fear and loathing type night.
Okay, so the
That's
key
what's
to
on my
that,
Make-A-Wish. That's what's on
do
my
it
bucket
after
list.
you're 60, and then you can just claim being old and confused if
I
you
want
get
to
caught.
walk around naked in the mall throwing quarters into the wishing fountain.
You might have to wait till 70 for that one. Unless your mental health really declines.
Will you guys
And
please...
depending on how nice you were to your grandkids, did they pay for you to be in a nice enough home
Here's the thing,
that they give you field trips?
I don't know if I'm going to have any grandkids, man. That's probably about it.
Bro, you might have to have some just so they can take you out of the home.
What if I just clone myself?
Then
Yeah,
you
how you gonna do that?
then you're gonna try to fuck your clone, and it's just gonna create a whole weird thing. Trust me.
Can I buy a clone on eBay, or did the executives fuck that up too?
Oh shit!
And how much do you think a clone would go on eBay? Like $12? 13 if
Oh,
I'm
man.
lucky?
I'm bidding 20.
Yeah, because you have to think of all the
maybe, like-
damages and everything.
Yeah, shipping and handling too.
Shipping and handling.
Yeah, because you definitely got to be handling.
And I'm a lot to handle, yeah.
Yeah, they gotta use horse tranquilizer and then throw you in a wooden crate. Yeah, so the eBay execs. So I only read a little bit of this article. I'm sorry, I'm coming in kind of with a little information, but from what I read, so there was this couple that would say a bunch of negative shit about eBay. So I think a bunch of people in eBay's like offices, like and including like an executive. They would send like a whole bunch of different shit to this couple who was, writing all these negative reviews, basically. And some of the things that they sent included like a box full of live cockroaches, like a black wreath, and some other fucking shit. I know it's in the article.
Cockroaches.
Yeah, cockroach. A funeral wreath. Books about surviving the loss of a spouse.
Oh
So
my
that's
goodness.
that's some pretty brazy shit.
Yeah, no, that's dark. Okay, here's the thing. Without context, it sounds really bad, but like, if these couples were just being total fucking Karens, just trashing all of these products and whatnot, be like, all right, fuck you, bitch. Let's see if you like any of these products. Like, I get it. Super unprofessional, but I get it.
Okay, so they published the newsletter E-commerce Bites, and eBay executives viewed them as critical of the company. And he pled guilty, so yeah, he's not trying to have a huge legal battle. But that's some pretty crazy shit, dude. That's using your power to try to like low key like intimidate, and
definitely.
try to like censor
Reviews,
yeah, censor reviews of your website. Yo, I fuck with eBay though. I bought a couple things off of eBay, and I've always had good transactions. And
again, yeah, that's all I'm coming back to. Is like, how bad of a review did you have to leave for them to fucking send you cockroaches?
Yeah, like like people of the company of eBay.
Yeah, like
Not
how
even
rude
like some
and
like
mean
little
did you have
shop
to
on
be?
eBay who's selling like Xbox original games or something like that. Nah, this is the motherfucking people who are in the building. Wait, what is this? So someone flew from Boston to Boston from California and bought tools with a plan to break into the couple's garage and install a GPS tracker on their car, according to prosecutors. Over dinner in Boston, he and someone else joked about what could be left in the couple's porch, including a bag of human feces. Assistant U.S. Journal.
Okay,
US
damn.
This sounds like you're way too committed to your job.
Wait, so you're flying all the way, like literally all
Yeah.
the way across our country,
Shitting in a bag,
and then putting it on the door
after
possibly
you
what- and
installed a
what?
GPS tracker.
And then lighting it on fire, ringing the doorbell, and running away like the 12-year-old that you are? What is this?
Yeah, okay, no, I take back anything I had for them. No, this is just too petty.
they sued eBay, including the former CEO. A conspiracy to intimidate, threaten to kill, torture, terrorize, stalk, and silence them.
That's a little
Damn,
much.
eBay, what's up?
I don't know if it was really them doing that much, but of course I understand them legally.
Sounds like D-Day, man.
Ah.
Yeah, more like eBay day. Fucking watch out.
This is why I use Macari.
That's why I use Amazon, I guess. I think I'd rather use Craigslist at this point in time. You know what I mean? Like, at least, like, sure, might get murdered from a sketchy post, but that's also sort of my fault. Like, I literally went through a sketchy post and got murdered. It's not like I was like, yo, there's like all these like murderers, potentially on your platform, and then they came out to threaten and possibly kill me.
Nah,
And-
Facebook
or leave shitbags
Marketplace.
on me.
So that way you can go viral. After when you bitch about how like the human fleshlight you bought ended up being a real human or some shit.
Oh,
The human fleshlight.
my human fleshlight.
Is that another ad?
Go for it, Dom. Human fleshlights. Go.
Human fleshlights. Are you tired of the old dried out supposed genuine fleshlight used just from whale fat? No more. We've out here and we've outsourced from the most depraved human beings that are convicted criminals of the most heinous crimes, so you don't have to be guilty about using their flesh to fulfill your carnal desires. Every human fleshlight is guaranteed to be 100% genuine human convict flesh. It will feel like the real thing, just really dried out and filled with sin. Ironically, you'll fill with sin. Human fleshlight, now on sale for $29.99.
Hey, that's a good deal. Good price. Proud sponsors of the Bazooka Show.
I don't have a transition for this. What's happening in Spain, Dom?
Yo, so Spain, man. I figured because, everyone's been, up in arms about Roe versus Wade and whatnot. And I understand that's a big deal. I'm not trying to diminish that. I'm pro-abortion. Not even pro-choice, just pro-abortion. Anyways, but going on to this is how more progressed you got other countries. So in Spain...
God, I wish your mom thought that.
Me too sometimes, fam. Me too. But, so I at first I thought it was just proposed, but it sounds like it was actually passed. That Spain has this new bill coming out that women can take up to 3 days a month of menstrual leave. Like if they are having such bad period cramps or other side effects, but they still have to go to a doctor and get it certified. It's not like you can just call and be like, oh yeah, I'm too much on my period and call out or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they can get up to 3 to 5 days depending on the company and how severe your pain is. And I personally think that's a pretty fucking awesome thing. Because, I'm not sure if y'all have ever had to work with someone who gets really bad fucking period cramps or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Shit's fucking miserable. I would rather they be home. And that's not me trying to be on any woke or fucking any... No, I'm talking about real life reality as a business. You don't want someone who's there that's just pissed off and in a terrible mood because they're going through this biological thing that they cannot control.
Yeah, it does not sound like a fun time.
No.
For either party.
Good on Spain.
But here's the
if I had blood gushing out my vagina and my internal organs fighting at me with knives riding on top of giraffes trying to kill my fucking kidneys, I would be, or wherever they feel their cramps and pain, because I have absolutely no idea. I'd want some time off too. Listen, I'm not having it.
So here's the one big thing that's been making there be a lot of pushback for it though. Is the fact that they're afraid that this is just going to further increase workforce discrimination and that you're going to have companies even more so not want to hire women because now you're potentially having to allow them to take another 3 to 5 business days off.
Let me argue with this. The strong survive. So those ladies who are able to push that bullshit and get that fucking shit done, those are the ones that are really going to succeed.
Well, no, right.
So it depends how much you're willing to sacrifice for the company and how often you're going to take the thing. Although I guess you couldn't ask someone that. Listen.
But here's the thing that I would counter is, have you ever gone through the fucking effort of having to go to a doctor to get a doctor's note to fucking take a day off? It's almost not worth it unless you know.
Is at the doctor's office.
Yeah, it's not even really recovering. So unless you literally feel that you can't perform your job, and so that's the biggest thing I would counter with is I really don't see women abusing it like people think they are.
So wait, because they have to go to the doctor.
Yeah, you have to have a doctor's note that says they deal with such bad cramps that they need this. So it's not like it's no, I feel like it's only going to be used for genuine, which I know it is. I've dated women who they have such bad, whether it's cramps or migraines related to that. There's so much shit that happens when you're going through a period that dudes don't even think about.
My girl,
or even could you imagine just consistently just bleeding nonstop? You're not even in pain, but you're just bleeding through pads, diapers. That is a legit thing some women go through. That we don't even care to even really think about because that's so beyond. Mm-hmm. I've never had blood come out of my dick, thank God.
A lot of shit. So women have the struggle out there. Shout out to all the women.
Yeah, shout out to the ladies, man.
We are pro women.
Dom is double downing on pro little ladies.
No, so on the flip side, so they also added some other minor I say, but that's what's so brazy to me is this is the main thing that this bill is focusing on. But however, from what I read from it, is that they're also allowing if you are between the ages of 16 to 17, you can still get an abortion without your parents' consent. Like, they're considering that even though you're not an adult, you can still choose to do that as a woman. And so that's cool. And then also requiring there be abortion or, like, adoption, like, options available if you are pregnant. And so, like, basically, this whole bill is just furthering women's rights to have options. And it's so crazy to me how, like, that's just so simple for them.
Meanwhile, it seems like here in America, we're dealing with the exact opposite issue.
Exactly.
Right, like no paid paternity leave.
The whole trying to overturn Roe versus Wade.
Right.
And someone was saying, my friend, she was saying that I think it's here in California are really the only ones that are, kind of safe for women right now because we're the only ones who are like strongly opposing this whole thing.
Dude, in some states, they're basically proposing that you can get the death penalty if you get an abortion. They're so pro-life, they'll kill you for having an abortion. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, this is cool. It is a part of a wider approach to treating menstruation as a health condition. El Paris reports, which also includes the abolishing of the VAT on some hygiene products, the so-called tampon tax, and the free hygiene products being made available at public centers.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, because that's ridiculous. Yeah. Which, interesting. So check this. I don't think I told you all about this. I thought it was super interesting. So when I went on this trip to Utah, right? So at one point, we're somewhere in Utah. We stop at a gas station. We're doing like a restroom break and everything. So I go into the men's restroom, right? And in the men's restroom, super old school, small town fucking gas station, they have a fucking condom fucking machine where you can pay 25 cents or whatever and buy a single condom or whatever. So I went out and I told everyone, well, then homegirl, she went in to the women's, and guess what they had in the women's? So on the flip side, this was kind of cool. They had a station where you could get panty liners and tampons or whatever for a quarter, and that's cool. But then also a fucking sign on a bulletin board with numbers or whatever if you're in an abusive relationship or anything. And I was like, yo, that's cool that they have that, but that's just so wild. Like, the differences that they have in the bathrooms. Like, with the men, it's like, no, with the women, it's like, hey, here's this, health stuff. If you're in a bad relationship, here's all this. With the men, it's like, hey, if you're gonna rape someone, at least use a condom. At least that's what I took it as. Like, fuck, bro. And I know that's not what they meant by it, but, like, I feel like that's the underlining message they're kind of low-key sending.
Yeah, I feel that.
Damn, Utah bathrooms must be
wild, bro. I'm just saying, when was the
man.
last time you went into any public restroom and they had a fucking condom machine?
I don't think ever.
Yeah. It baffled me when I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? I thought this was only in, like,
Mormons,
the 80s.
Man.
Well, I'm surprised that there's bars in Utah.
No, this was a gas station.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, dog. With a subway attached to it.
Well,
all right, well, at least
you
it's
gotta
a
wrap
little
up your
more
foot long, right? What if they're out of,
Watch out for Jared Fogle.
Which, comes down to one of my topics that I've been holding internally for a little bit. I want to shout out all the other Jareds that aren't Jared Fogle, because that motherfucker ruined it for everyone, and there's so many different ways of spelling things. So I'm just gonna go down with a quick top a tier Jared list.
Jareds, yeah.
Top Jareds. Top
okay.
Jareds.
All right,
Okay.
what's your top 5?
First off, I'm up in that bitch.
Okay, of course,
okay,
yeah.
I'm not like listing numbers per se, but obviously I'm here.
You're
I'm
in the top 5.
Is there
Yo,
like a top 5? Top
Jared
10?
the Gallery of Jewelry. I'm
Okay.
up in
Yeah,
that
you went
motherfucking
to
shit.
Jared!
Let's go. Jared Leto. Okay.
All right, he's fine.
Not the best actor.
Yeah,
Hold on,
not the
hold
best
on.
actor.
He's a good actor. He's a musician.
Have you seen Morbius?
He's successful. I don't give a shit. He's up in there rooting for Jared Kind. Name me another Jared that's acting. I don't think so. Now, let me add another one. Jared Hass, I think is his name. He created Napoleon Dynamite. Jared
all right.
created
Okay.
Vote for
Napoleon
Pedro, yeah.
Dynamite.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
And the fifth one, shout out to Jared, Jarred. It's or AD. It's a little different, but I've never seen that spelling before. And he looked like an alternate reality version of me if he was a
Jared?
little bit younger and working at a gas station-ish establishment, but a kind of
Okay.
thing.
6-man. Jared Vanderbilt, literal 6-man
Damn it, there
on
we
our
go.
2K game.
Let's go!
Literally, you named all the Jareds I think that are cool. So
Yeah.
I honestly don't know any more
wait.
Jareds.
One more. Juice World.
his name was Jared.
Yeah, I think so. Let me start my source real quick.
Good call to
Fact
go by
check.
Juice World.
Yeah,
No
I
offense. No
honestly-
offense to the Jared name,
I
but
don't think I know any other Jareds, dude. That's crazy.
Yep.
Has there ever been a president named Jared?
I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
Jared.
All right, if I
T.
type in Jared, what are the names that pop up on Google?
It's a Bible name, which means ascension.
Jared Polis.
Oh yeah, our
Is he the governor?
governor.
I think it's the governor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he's the gay Jew, right?
Yeah.
Hey, gay Jews! Hell yeah!
Okay. Juice World. Yep. Jared. Jarad.
Okay.
Jared Goff, he's a football player
Let's go.
Quarterback.
Let's go.
for the Lions. So I don't know how good they are.
He's in there though. He's getting paid. My man's
not that
getting
good. He's
good.
playing
Jared
for the Lions.
Kind. I salute you, brother.
All right, that was a good goat Jared list, Jay.
Yeah, thank you. I
Yeah,
felt like it
great
was
list.
pretty good and concise.
A lot of really important people.
Heavy hitters.
Good names. Yeah.
Excuse me.
If your name is Jared, let us know in the comments. Put down where you are.
Yeah,
Put down
shout out
what
to
you
all the
do.
Jareds around the world.
I don't care if it's Gerrard.
Any spelling
okay?
accepted, but if it's Gerard, then get the fuck out.
Yeah, no O's.
No O's.
No O's.
Fake
Own your
ass
own name.
bitches.
Own your own name. Jarody.
Rowdy, homie.
Does anybody else have anything to discuss?
Are we wanting to get into the Kendrick Lamar album? I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I'm
No.
down for the
If
conversation.
you haven't listened to
Okay.
the whole thing, I don't even want to.
Okay. We'll put it off.
We save it for next podcast.
Yeah, we'll say for another
Jared, you
time.
better have listened to it at least 3
I'll
times.
even listen to it.
Okay, yes. I
I'll-
got Dan to listen at least one song.
Well, you know what?
today.
Maybe we should smoke some Delta 8 and listen to Kendrick Lamar
I'm with that.
Hell yeah.
at some point. Have a
Yeah,
listening
I like
party.
that.
Oh,
But yeah,
and-
you don't know, real quick too. Yeah, it's been a minute, Jared. What's your review on Delta 8? Is it diet weed?
I liked it. It was that weed. Yeah, yeah. Cause I took some pretty good rips, and I felt like I got high, but I wasn't like super fucked up. The high was a
What
little
would
bit
you
different.
recommend to the audience to do after smoking some Delta 8?
Not drive and not work.
Obviously, yeah. Whether it's legal or not, don't do shit fucked
Yeah.
up.
For real.
But
though.
now this is good. I feel like this is good for like you know how like you're visiting like your family. You want to get like a little high, but you don't want to get like too high. I think this is perfect for that.
Would you have your Nana smoke this?
Yes.
Jared Nana approved.
Yes. I think actually she might. That's actually.
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
point.
that's what
a good point.
that's what I was thinking. That's
'cause
really
it's not
the
as
thing
heavy.
I was testing with this. Like, I think my mom would like this a lot.
Yeah.
I'm wondering because, like I said, I'll need to look into it more. I believe it still doesn't show up on drug tests, but if it does, I wouldn't recommend. But if so, then maybe even like my brother and shit, because he's trying to get a government job.
Yeah.
Like this, at least being a good median.
Yeah, if you're trying to get high and not get caught for it, this is definitely better. Because remember when motherfuckers were smoking spice?
That
guys
was
ever
my
Spice
that was my
Boys?
concern. I was afraid this was gonna be like Spice, and
That shit was not
be
good.
super sketch. No, that shit was terrible.
Yeah.
That shit, dude. I remember I smoked
Horrendous.
Spice and I went to piano class, and you know how like do you have an internal voice in your head?
Yeah, I have.
My internal
Yeah.
voice in my head was yelling,
Oh.
and then
That's
so
not supposed to yell.
every single time I would play a single key, like it was just so magnified, but in like an aggressive hellscape way. it was just not pleasant. So eventually, like halfway through the class, thank God I lucked out and we had a substitute that day, so they didn't give a fuck. But I just laid my head across the keyboard and did nothing for like 45 minutes because I could not handle anything. And it wasn't a fun 45 minutes of doing nothing at all. It was just my internal monologue voice, like, it was almost like, you know how like there's like the Punk Goes Pop songs or whatever, where they remix a song or whatever, but it's in like a punk voice. It was like that, but it was like screamo of just my internal monologue at myself.
Y'all trying to take a test?
Like, you disappoint your mom! You have to hide that you're high! What are you doing with your life?
Hey, Dom, remember how we said we didn't want you to blow out the listeners' fucking eardrums?
I'm just trying to describe to you what was going on in my head.
Honestly, Dom, the most animated I've ever seen you was today watching the Celtics Mavericks game when Luka broke that dude's ankles and he fucking hit that three. That was like, I was like, holy
You should have seen. So Jay was with me during the pandemic, sewed for private basketball, and then we were watching in the bubble, and Luka fucking hit that game winner step back against the Clippers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we saw that live.
I think I remember that. I don't know if I was there, but I remember like that. That
Dude,
specific
I
game and that
was.
step back.
That was the most insane I think I've ever been in any moment. Spice, not once, kids.
Yeah, don't smoke the spice.
No.
Delta 8 though.
Yeah, much better.
Bazooka Shack approved. Good Day Gang approved.
Anyone wants to sponsor us?
Yeah, any Delta 8 companies want to sponsor us, feel free to email us at bazookashack
Really,
at
anyone
bazookashack.com.
who wants to,
Yeah, really any
work-
sponsors. It
Hit
doesn't
us
have to
up.
be
We'll talk.
Delta 8.
We'll talk. We'll
it
figure
could be
something
Delta
out.
7, or it could
Yeah,
just be
real
like...
quick, real quick.
Wait,
Can we
hold on.
agree?
No, wait. We don't like prequels.
Oh, that's right.
Ah,
Jared, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
All I'm saying is we will never be sponsored by Raid.
What, the cockroach killing
No,
spray?
Raid Shadow Legends, the online video game.
Yeah, that one I'm probably good on too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we definitely touched
Mm-hmm.
on that. Yeah. No. Now, like, if you happen to be a vaping company, very on brand. An alcoholic company, very on brand. If you are a little person stripping company, that's very on brand.
I was gonna say a little person meeting big person dating site.
Little people, big dick.
Yeah, if that doesn't exist, we're starting
Is
it.
that a porn parody?
I don't
That's
think
a
it's...
we'll make
I
it
don't
up.
think it is.
We'll make it up. That's gonna be the headliner for the Bazooka.
Well, that's,
Alright,
the,
y'all.
that's the next big
We're
Bazooka Shack
starting
production.
a GoFundMe to start up the porn production.
Go hump me if you will.
Little people, big dick. If you donate at least $1,000, maybe you can be an extra in one of our videos.
Hold on. This sounds kind of like it could be misinterpreted as pedophilia. So I think maybe we should. Just,
Oh, whoa!
I think we should put a kibosh in this right now.
Whoa. Jesus.
What,
I'm
what?
just saying, it's an
You wanted to
angle.
say
It's an
adult-
angle.
You're the only
adult
one who's
people?
angling that.
Yeah. And why do we have to?
I thought we
preface it
had a
like
triangle of understanding here. You've broken that angle.
I'm just saying.
Not
it
very
could-
45 degrees.
But
of you.
we need to make this, like marketable
You're
to the
not
people.
an acuity.
To the people. I don't know. I just don't want any
The
heat.
little people.
We don't want
That's
any
what
heat.
I'm trying to market towards.
18 years and older.
The little big people.
Oh my god, that sounds like the next TLC show, bro. That sounds like the sequel to fucking Little People Big World.
As
The
long as it's not a
sequel.
prequel. As long as it's not a
What's the
prequel.
prequel to Little People Big World? Little People
Big
Little
People,
World.
Little World? Yeah. Oh, Small Town by Disney. That was the prequel. Technically, that's the
Oh.
original.
Okay.
Little People, Big World. No?
Shout out to the
I love y'all.
shout out to the roll-ups. We should wrap up,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Before we talk.
Let's close up.
Well, good thing that in Utah, if you ever want to wrap up, you just go to the bathroom in a gas station.
Yeah.
25 cents. Get yourself a condom.
Yep.
Stay protected. Keep that dick on silence, you know what I mean? Good day, gang. Bazooka Shack.
Thanks for tuning in.
Boys.
Appreciate y'all.